Alright, so geographically challenged, as he mentioned, we're the farthest southwest you can get in the state. We are on Lake Michigan on the Indiana border, so that's kind of where we are. We did follow what Calhoun did. We had a steering committee. We called it an opioid, what was it called? Opioid Settlement Task Force. We started about a year ago, May of last year. We brought this very diverse group of people together to talk about the settlement. We went through a lot of challenges with them in putting a request for proposal document together. We really followed the MAC RFP process, the Exhibit E from the Attorney General. So we went through all of those kinds of things. And our deliverable as a team was to present it to our county commission by the end of the year so that it could go up in January, and we did achieve that. So we finished that process in actually October. We went in and put the request for proposals out on the website in January. They were due the end of February. So then we went to the next step was our review committee, which was made up of all internal departments. So that was no external organizations. We did end up, that was the group that we had declared, so to speak, that we were going to have review these. And our medical director actually worked additionally for one of the proposals. So he was removed from the committee. We did eliminate any conflict of interest. We went through the review. This was our scoring template that came out of our original task force. So we weighted the different areas and what we felt was more important. And one of the things we really stressed was collaboration. We had a number of organizations within our community that already did a lot of great work with opioids, and we wanted to make sure that those organizations were coming together and working together. So things like collaboration meant a lot to us. We wanted to make sure that we were going to work together. So what the review committee did, how we worked, in early March, we got together, or before we got together actually, we individually got 6 proposals in, and we individually scored those, and did our own assessments, wrote our own notes, what we liked, what we didn't like, and then we came together as a group, and we reviewed those, and we disclosed any conflicts of interest, because one of them happened to come from the church I belong to, so I disclosed that. It was not involved in the RFP, but we disclosed those things. And then we provided that feedback. And a few people kind of changed their mind even on where they scored, and said, can I change my score? We did not allow that. It was nope, you had to do it individually, so that we didn't want it weighted by outside influence. So the scores were kept the same, and then we took notes, and we put all those notes down on all of those proposals. We made recommendations on which ones we wanted to move forward with, and we ended up with 2 proposals that we were going to move forward with. Our RFP process, by the way, was for a 3-year period, not for 18 years. So it is for a limited time so that we can make adjustments, right? So opioid landscape changes. It's changed in the last 3 years. It's probably going to change in the next 3. So we want to be able to make adjustments going forward. Maybe we keep going with the same ones, maybe we don't. So then we also provided feedback on every proposal to the person that made that proposal. So, and they're all available on the website. So if you did not receive any funding, you can see who did, and you can see their feedback. Same with the ones that didn't, or that did get the money, they could see the other proposals out there and go from there. This again was our scoring. This is all on our website, so it's all public knowledge. These were the 6 proposals. The 2 on the far side, we also have the dollar amounts on the bottom that each proposal was for. Those dollar amounts are over a 3-year period. This is an individual. This is one of them that did receive the funding, and that's what their score sheet looked like at the end. So everything combined, there's their feedback on what we're going to look for as we do the reviews later, as we make sure that the money is being spent the way we anticipated to be spent, and that information. This is the second one. To Amy's point earlier, these 2, one is in recovery and one is in treatment. So those were the 2 areas that we ended up going in. All 6 proposals were wonderful proposals. We just don't have enough money to fund them all. right? So we want to make sure that those people also feel encouraged so that next time they can come back and also apply again. So our next steps are, we will have an opioid oversight committee. This is going to be a mix of those first two committees, plus we've added some new things. We've added clergy, we've added our RESA, we've added the medical examiner, and then some community members, so that we get, like any board that we have as a board of commissioners, we've got feedback from all areas on that. Now this committee will only meet twice a year, every 6 months, and they will be doing the review. Those two organizations that receive the funding will come in, they'll present to us what's going on, how are they doing, where's the money spent at, how is it working, presenting those things. Financial oversight. Key learnings was the other thing Amy asked me to talk about, and transparency. One of the organizations that did not receive the money at the end was really upset and felt like, you know, it didn't go their way, like we were cheating them, you know, whatever. But because of the transparency, because we had all of the information out there, that we kept good records, that we were able to point back to all of that and help them understand and where they can go next time. Share everything publicly, that's again the transparency. Be careful of ambiguous words. We had at one point the word optional in there, and some used it, some did not. The ones that didn't, of course, were upset. They were like, well, if you would have said it was required, we would have put it in. So just be careful of words like that. You don't know where good ideas are going to come from. Bring everybody into the fold that you can. One of the things I knew just from, you know, personal life history was that faith is a part of treatment, and if you don't have any faith of a higher power, you're not going anywhere in an addiction process. And we didn't have clergy on that original RFP process, or the original oversight committee, sorry. And they brought an incredible proposal and ended up being the top scorer, because they were already working on a way to help combat this in our community. So you don't know where good ideas are going to come from, so just include as many people as you can, and there's just a lot out there. So that's, I think, what we have.